I truly enjoy building a tech company. I can see that I can make a difference. I can see that flame in other people's eyes when they hear what I do and that they can join me to do the same.
Yeah.
Because right now there is a whole generation of Gen Zs who care about the planet. They're ready for climate action. It's really hard to be sustainable on your own. It's a lot easier when you can join the movement. Like my favorite example, would you recycle if that wouldn't be picked up from your curbside? It's the volumes.
Hmm.
When it picked up bi-weekly from your curbside, I mean, I can do that. I can handle this. I'm a mom of three. I run the startup. I still can do this because it's easy for me.
Yeah.
And same for the clothing.
Hey, folks, and welcome to this latest episode of the Small Tech Podcast. I'm Raf, co-founder of EC, the digital product studio building technology for a more sustainable future. And today we have another wonderful guest. I met her originally at Startup Fest a few weeks ago, or actually, I guess a couple months at this point. And I was just really struck by how driven she seemed to be to reduce textile waste and have a positive impact on the fashion industry. We are all about sustainability and environmental impact, and I really connected with her vision and her mission. I feel like I learned a lot from her about how to think about customer discovery and really how to understand the market that you're operating in. I also really felt motivated and inspired by her desire to create a better world for herself, for her kids, for other people, and for the environment, and be part of a movement that really creates a better world for the future. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I think you will too. She is Adilya Dragan, founder and CEO of StarLuv, which is a marketplace that is AI driven and helps people buy and sell gently used clothing, and is on a mission to fight the fast fashion garment to landfill pipeline. Here's the interview. Enjoy it. Hey, Adilya, how are you?
Hi.
Ready to
Ready?
talk? Awesome.
How was your day?
Yeah, it's going all right. I mean, it's just getting started here in Vancouver. But I like to get up nice and early, get started.
What's the time? Is it in Vancouver?
It's 8:15 a.m. here.
When I was booking, I was surprised. Why do you only have time starting midday? Because right now it's like 1 o'clock in Newfoundland. We have a bright sunny day.
Yeah, no, here 8 a.m. and I already had one meeting before recording, so
So today we're meeting one shore to another shore, East Coast to the West Coast,
we are
all across Canada.
ocean to
Cool.
ocean, coast to coast.
Ocean to ocean.
Yeah. So I'd love to learn more about you and about StarLuv and about everything that you've been doing. So
Sure.
I'll just dive right into it. I'm curious, what situation in your life, in your career, led you to say, you know what, I'm going to start this platform. I'm going to create this thing called StarLuv. Also, maybe tell us a little bit more about what actually is StarLuv.
Well, StarLuv is the AI-powered marketplace for clothing resale where environmentally conscious people can buy and sell pre-loved clothes. But the original idea to me 10 years ago, I lived in New Orleans, Louisiana at that time, and I had a newborn baby.
Okay.
So I had my son and I was feeding him all the time. He was hungry all the time.
Yeah.
And when you're feeding the baby, you basically has nothing to do. So I was scrolling the feed, then it got boring. Then I got into shopping somehow to entertain myself.
Yeah.
And at the moment, we didn't have much money. So it was, and I also wanted to be sustainable to give clothes another life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking into secondhand clothes.
Yeah.
And I had two platforms at a point, and they were very successful. And at the same time, I could see logic problems, and they were I got tired from them really quickly. And my question was, how are they so successful being this bad? I can do better.
I love it.
Then I had another child. Then we moved to Canada. I had another child. And then COVID hit. And during the COVID, there were so many layoffs and people, they moved to the houses from the well-lit offices to sometimes messy houses and sometimes cluttered houses. And people were talking about depression.
Yeah.
And I had an idea. What if I can help people to declutter their houses, starting from their wardrobes, and to generate another stream of revenue because, like, of the layoffs,
Yeah.
to help somehow? And I thought, if I can help at least one person, then my mission will be complete.
Yeah.
So that's how I started StarLuv. And we basically started working on it 3 years ago, like the development and
Awesome.
everything. And I made a huge mistake.
Okay.
I started with the product. Like, I started building, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to build this platform. It's going to be amazing. Everyone is going to love it.
Yep.
2 years later,
Mhm.
I ran out of money.
Oh no.
I was devastated. And then I went into the ecosystem,
Yeah.
and I was told, Adilya, you know what? You need to go and do the customer discovery interviews. What is that? Like, I need to go out there and to talk to random people about what they like. And moreover, it's people lie. Like, if
Yeah.
you ask them, like, do you like this? They want to be polite. They will say yes. And then you will go and build what they say yes to. And actually, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I learned it the hard way
Yep.
how to learn and how to find out what people actually want.
Yeah.
How do they solve their current problem? How can I make it better? What can be done if they had a magic wand and they can just wave it and wow, magic happened. They have a perfect product for them
Yeah.
that solves all their problems. Yes.
Oh.
10 years later, like, I'm here where I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was actually with specifically like that, like what did you find was the most helpful? Like how do you get the right information out of people?
I'll give you an example. You basically ask the why questions.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what was your last purchase?
Okay.
What was your last purchase?
Oh, me?
Say like
Okay.
electronics or any product.
Like, are we going through it right now? Like, so, okay.
Yeah,
For me,
let's go. Go for it.
my last purchase, any kind of purchase?
Oh, maybe like business related or any electronics, basically like to do the job.
Okay. Electronics. This is a while ago, but I bought a camera. This camera that I'm using right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So why did you buy this camera? What did you want it to achieve? What kind of work did you want to do?
The other camera that I was using was frustrating me. There were too many like issues with the way that it was connecting to my machine.
So the issues were more painful than the money you were about to spend on a new camera. And what did you want to do with your camera?
With my old camera or my new camera?
Your new camera.
Oh, okay. I wanted to record podcasts and videos and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like why?
Wait, are you asking me why we're doing this podcast?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to do this podcast. I've wanted to create sort of content around how to build tech products for a long time. And I started doing some videos about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I feel like it was a good way to tell the world what I can do. And then eventually I realized it was a good way to sort of connect with other people also in the space and tell stories about what we're all doing, building tech products. So yeah, I guess that's why.
Okay, so you decided to switch the camera because you wanted to build the product. Can I make your life anyhow better so you can do your podcast better? Any new tech you want to get, or you are all
if
set up?
Someone could, at this point, I think it's a pretty good setup. If someone could make sure that I never had audio connection issues and stuff like that again, that would be amazing. But yeah, other than that, I think it's pretty good. But if someone could build a platform or tooling or hardware that like everyone could just have like consistent high quality video, audio, that would be great. I would love that.
Sounds like a business model here.
It does. All right.
Business idea.
All right. Is it
opportunity? Yeah.
Time for a pivot.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, that was like a mostly a joke, but you failed the idea. You keep talking to the people and try to find where their pain is, what annoys them the most.
Yeah.
So it annoys them that much, so they're ready to switch to a different product. They're ready to change their habit.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It's funny, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just kind of a fun exercise, but also, yeah, you have me also thinking about, all right, like, why and how does this podcast come together, and is there now I'm wondering, are there tools that could make my life easier with all
Yeah,
the
because
recording?
back in the days, people only shopped in person.
Hmm.
They said, I want to go through the racks because I want to feel the material, I want to try it on.
Yeah.
But today, they want to save their time more. They don't want to go to the mall. They don't want to put that effort actually going through the racks. It's a lot easier just to swipe everything.
Yeah.
And when stuff is delivered to your door, you can try it on and send it back in at your house when you're in the perfect mood for that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
with that, actually, I'm curious because I guess I'm not your target customer because I love touching the things before I buy them. I occasionally, like, actually, this shirt I bought without touching it, but mostly I just love to be in a store and like see the thing and
Yeah.
hold it.
You're all different. That's right.
Yeah, I guess even like the logistics of like making online clothes work. I guess you have that segment who wants to just be able to see it, visualize it, and have access to it without the hassle of going to see if you can find a store that has the thing that you want in stock. And is that
I
part of
think yeah,
it? Or?
most of the retailers have online presence,
Yeah.
so you can either order online or be in person. Like I always order online and I check the ingredients, what it's made of,
Okay.
so I kind of know how it will feel.
Yeah. Oh, that makes
And
sense.
yeah, I always check their materials.
Yeah. Do you find that it's like essentially on some level you're competing with these massive retailers, right? Or are you not? I don't know. Is that a thing that freaks you
Tell
out?
you more, I'm trying to attend the fashion industry market.
Yeah.
So right now, it's about 400,000 in the fast fashion industry market,
Mhm.
and they have 20% is contributed to the industrial water pollution. They use synthetic fibers like polyester, which is not biodegradable,
Yeah.
and it takes years to break down, and they release toxic chemicals in the process. And people who work for them, they live in poverty, and they actually are surrounded with all those toxins.
Yeah.
And I feel this is not right.
Yeah.
I know we can do better, and I'm encouraging people to give clothes a second life, to upcycle.
Yeah.
I even have a challenge. How can you restyle and upcycle vintage garment? Because some people they like vintage, some do not, and I saw beautiful examples how they transferred some outdated outfit to a super fashion. And fashion isn't bad. The bad is that it's not sustainable fashion.
Yeah.
So I like to look pretty. I like to look stylish.
Yeah.
I don't have to like wear everyday same clothes and be boring. It's
Yeah.
not about that. It's about wearing items actually.
So one of the things, like when we met at Startup Fest a few weeks ago, or like a couple months ago at this point, and I was just really excited to talk to you because you have this like impact driven like vibe about you. Like you seem
And
really committed to.
you know, why I'm
Why?
committed to it? Because right now
Mm-hmm.
in Chile desert,
Yeah.
there is a mountain of apparel waste that is now visible from space.
That's obscene.
The waste of clothes is comparable to the size of the city.
That's
And
that's
right
disturbing.
now, yeah, we're talking to you, and out there
Yeah.
in South America, there is such a mountain,
Yeah.
and it's growing because every year 90 million tons of apparel end up in the landfill.
Yeah.
And this number is projected to double over the next 5 years if we don't make a difference. And I'm building a movement to stop that. I'm on a mission to fight the waste, and I encourage responsible consumption. And at StarLuv, people can resell items. And here I want to dive to the persona,
Okay.
because we're all drops in the ocean. We all make decisions, and these led to a bigger right now to a massive waste. Every time when you think, okay, this is a t-shirt and I want to sell it, but do I want to spend time listing the item? What do I put in the description? Okay, maybe I'm too lazy. I can just throw it away. Nobody will know. That's fine.
Yeah.
And at StarLuv, we decided, okay, we're gonna step in here and put our AI to work, and we asked for the picture. So if you can take a picture of this t-shirt and upload to the website, we will analyze it and we'll generate the title and the detailed description and pick up the category and the color and the size and the brand, so you don't have to do the job.
Yeah.
So you provide the picture and we do the rest. So it is 5 times faster to list on StarLuv than on anywhere else.
Awesome.
And actually, a little sneak peek, eBay will be using this technology in the future.
Okay.
And now they're developing this already, and we already have it.
Aha. So wait, are you going to be like, are you selling this to eBay, or is eBay?
No, eBay is trying to build the same technology.
Okay. Yeah, actually, do you want to talk about that? How do you feel about that?
I feel very proud.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my team.
Yeah.
Because they're very knowledgeable. They're great engineers. They're leaders in AI, and they're simply amazing. They also are passionate about stopping the waste.
Yeah.
And they do StarLuv not for the money, but for the bigger idea and the impact that we all can bring together. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, especially I'm proud that we did it a year ago already, and by using it while eBay only thinking about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That also validates my idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Actually, do you want to talk a little bit about like how, like what's it like to build an AI like that, an AI driven system like that?
I can feel limitless.
Yeah.
Because I can do whatever I want. It's all in my mind. If I can expand it and to look further, like what actually bothers people. And moreover, I can see that in the future, we'll have AI built in almost everything, because it's really does the job really well and it does it better day by day.
Yeah.
And why not to use the technology to simplify our lives and focus on what's more important to us? For example, like back to the clothes. If I want to sell, like, say, 30 outfits. So I did the decluttering. I have a pile of clothes, 30 items.
Yeah.
So to list them on StarLuv, it will take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But on our competitors, it will take 2.5 hours.
Okay.
I would use those 2 hours to read with my kids.
Yeah.
To dance with them, to sing, to eat,
yeah.
to take a walk.
Yeah.
And I can see that if we can keep saving our time and do what actually brings us joy. By the way, yesterday I was a judge at the pitch competition, and one of the guys, he started his speech with, do you know Warren Buffett and the amount of money that he has? Also, did you know that he is 93 years old? Would you exchange his money to your life? Like, no.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you keep your money.
Yeah.
I'm good. So time is the most important value that we have, totally. I believe.
Yeah. I agree.
And if we can save it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it. Like, I technically saving other people's lives in the area.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I like that way of thinking. It's funny, like when you were asking about the camera, I feel like one of the things that comes, the actual issue is the time wasted, right? Like I was thinking about, I have to fiddle like with my other camera, and I have to use this software that always like breaks down or doesn't work properly and it gets fiddly, and then I'm just wasting time. I've lost an hour trying to and yeah, it's weird how sometimes those efficiency gains tend to be like framed in a very sort of financial terms or in productivity terms. But when it comes down to it, like it's a human who's gaining that time. It's a person who can, like go play with their kids or.
Yeah. And people will say that the product will fly if it saves the time more and saves the money.
Yeah.
And or the risk stuff. 3 components.
Yeah.
Better if all 3, but it's super rare.
Yeah. Is it your first time building stuff in tech?
Yeah. I was talking to my husband. He calls me over-optimistic person.
Yeah.
Because to start from this complicated tech product, you can be over ambitious
Yeah.
or truly believe in the outcome, which was the case,
Yeah.
is still the. But I truly enjoy building a tech company. I can see that I can make a difference. I can see that flame in other people's eyes when they hear what I do and that they can join me to do the same.
Yeah.
Because right now there is a whole generation of Gen Zs who care about the planet. They're ready for climate action. It's really hard to be sustainable on your own. It's a lot easier when you can join the movement. Like my favorite example, would you recycle if that wouldn't been picked up from your curbside?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer this question, but sometimes it's like easier to put it in the trash rather to collect the recycle than to spend your time to drive somewhere to the dump and to bring your recyclables. Some people will do that still.
Yeah.
But it's the volumes. When it picked up bi-weekly from your curbside, I mean, I can do that. I can handle this. I'm a mom of 3. I run the startup. I still can do this because it's easy for me.
Yeah.
And same for the clothing. If it's easy for you, you might opt it in and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. I'm curious, when you first decided, okay, I'm going to actually go and build this platform and I'm going to build a tech product, what was the most surprising thing? What was the thing that you're like, oh, this is something I have to do now if I'm going to build a tech platform?
That was never the question, but I remember how I started.
Yeah.
I think the most difficult thing was to file the incorporation.
Okay.
That was the most difficult thing. I procrastinated a few weeks. It took me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes to fill out the form and to get the documents.
Yeah.
The papers done. And it took me, I was really nervous when I opened that website to fill out everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear that was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also wanted to add something about the Gen Zs.
Yeah.
How truly care they are. They recently finished schools. They're late teens, early 20s. And they've been taught at school to now care about the planet. And I can see that also in my son, even though he's younger.
Yeah.
He's 10. Let's say we take a hike, take a trail, and if he can see garbage on the trail, he will pick it up.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's yucky. I mean, like if I'm not wearing gloves, I would just, maybe not the best of me, but I will walk by.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care. He will pick it up and put it in the trash can.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him.
That's awesome.
Because like,
I love it.
And this is amazing. And I love it that it is taught at schools.
Yeah.
So I believe in the future. Like we have a bright future.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like you can sort of feel the shift in thinking, and it is really encouraging. And I feel like I still have moments sometimes where I'm like, oh, what are we doing? But then you see like this shift and it feels like, okay, no, like we can get through this.
There. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. How old is your eldest?
My oldest is 10.
Okay.
I have 3, have 5, 7, and 10-year-old boys.
All right. Cool.
So I'm also otherwise, like I'm founder and CEO of startup. I'm also a hockey mom, a soccer mom, like a driver, a cooker,
yeah,
a psychologist.
Yeah, so you need those extra hours that you get back using StarLuv.
Oh yes, 100%. And yeah, I'll take it. I'll take any minute I will have. And kids are growing.
Yeah.
My oldest one, he doesn't want to spend as much time as he wanted earlier. So, right, my middle son, who is 7, if I want to give him a hug in public, he'll like, hold on, mom, at home. It's like, you're 7.
That's so funny.
I still can hug you outside. So this is, I want to spend as much time as possible to them because they're growing.
Yeah.
And one day there will be last time then when they crawl into my bed at night because there was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Or one day they will like leave my house. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
But I think the time that we have has the most value.
What's a single piece of advice that you would give yourself if you had to go back to when you started StarLuv? What's the main thing you would say? Hey, keep track of this, or I don't know.
I would say don't listen to anyone. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
And go for it. Be fearless because nobody knows that you're in fear. Not nobody. but nobody thinks that you're in fear. And life is too short not to do stuff.
Yeah.
And just start early, because you can fail early and start over again.
Yeah.
You can learn faster if you start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I had thoughts about StarLuv 10 years ago, I thought, I am too young. Nobody will listen to me.
Okay.
That was, I mean, I was young. I was 24,
Mm-hmm.
but I would, if I started when I was 24,
Yeah.
then where would I be today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I will definitely start earlier, because some people think they won't have any support. This is
Mm-hmm.
not true. There are lots of support. There are ecosystems in like every city, in every province.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of funds available. There is a lot of different programs available to get to learn you for free.
Yeah.
And other entrepreneurs who are a little bit down, further down the road, they are happy to provide you with coaching,
Yeah.
like with a business coaching, which is very important. And sometimes it's a lot easier to ask a coach or a mentor, and to save you time and nerves,
Yeah.
not to, not to overthink, just to go talk out. And sometimes the problem looks big, but it's actually teeny tiny.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah,
sense. Actually, with that, so you moved to Newfoundland how many years ago? You said 6 years?
6 years.
Yeah. How do you find the ecosystem there? Is there anything that you think, or not just generally, how do you find the ecosystem, but are there things that you think would have been difficult to do if you were not in Newfoundland? Like this particular community was really helpful in serving a particular need, or how does it compare to other, like being in
I'm
Louisiana?
happy. I would compare that not to Louisiana, but to Toronto. In Newfoundland, there is a small community,
Yeah.
and people, they are very kind at their hearts.
Yeah.
They are very supportive, not only in business, but overall. They always will come up together to solve one problem.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the business perspective, I would call the ecosystem young, and it's very diverse.
Yeah.
And this shows that uh, the climate is very supportive.
Yeah.
I can feel like I'm like fish in the ocean
Yeah.
here. I know that I can go and talk to more experienced guys or talk to the Genesis Center, and I'll get the feedback and I'll get the support when they'll help solve my problem or give some advice that actually will help me to push through.
Awesome.
Like even like counting like those Montreal Startup Fest,
Yeah.
I'm bootstrapping StarLuv, and I didn't have enough funds to actually travel to the conferences.
Yeah.
Then I spoke about that, and they said, hey, the Department of IT, which is Innovation, Energy, and Technology, they have that fund that they will give you money for the conferences and the travels and hotels, everything, if it will help to your business to develop.
That's
And that
awesome.
was exactly the case. Yeah.
That's so cool. I had no idea there were programs like that. That's yeah, that's awesome.
And moreover, there are some programs to support women entrepreneurs. There's a Leveling It Up program, and they are paying for my education. Let's say I need to do the marketing. And as a founder and CEO, I want to know the basics in every area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just hire a person that who is smarter than me. I want to know something as well. So right now, Leveling It Up is paying for my education at the university, so I learn the marketing. So later on, I can make right decisions with a professional.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
It is awesome.
Nice.
Canada is the best.
I'm happy to hear that. Nice. Cool. Well, that's been 32 minutes already. So I would like to ask you, since this is the Small Tech Podcast, do you have a small tech product or company that you'd like to plug?
Actually, yes. When we moved to Newfoundland, we have a beautiful house. But unfortunately, the bill for that house, the electric bill during the winter months,
Yeah.
was very high. We paid maybe $500 for the heating. And I've heard that there are some smart thermostats that can reduce your bills, reduce your electricity usage and the bills. So the name is Misa. I ordered 5 thermostats from them. And actually, they saved me. So I spent 500 on the thermostats, and I had my money back for that season because they saved me $500 over the season, over
Awesome.
the winter season. That was really awesome, especially to find out later when I received a message from them. They wanted to do a customer discovery interview to find out that they are located in St. John's, like where I am.
That's so cool.
And yeah, and later I found out that they were in the Genesis incubator. That is exactly where I am right now. And I'm sitting in the building with them right now. So right now they're on the floor 4, I'm on the floor 3. So they're in the same building.
That's so cool.
And yeah, and to know that they were able to build a hardware company within this ecosystem, and they're driving this ecosystem. They're supporting other entrepreneurs to thrive. This is so amazing.
That's awesome.
Check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll put their link in the show notes as well as StarLuv, obviously. But
Thank you.
yeah. Adilya, this was really fun chatting with you. I loved learning about your journey. I loved learning about all of these things that you've shared with me today. Yeah, it was really cool.
It was a pleasure to talk to you and to share.
Awesome. Thank you. See ya.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye, folks. That was my interview with Adilya Dragan, founder and CEO of StarLuv. I had so much fun chatting with her. It was really inspiring. I love the way she thinks about her impact, the way she conceives of her product and how it supports the people who use it. I really enjoyed learning about how she thinks about technology. It was just a really great conversation. I hope you learned as much from it as I did. And you should go check out the website. It is awesome. It is starluv.ca, starluv.ca. Maybe you'll find your next awesome garment there. There's a lot of cool stuff. We will also put the link in the show notes so it's nice and easy to get to. If you enjoyed the podcast and you are not yet subscribed, please head over to smalltechpodcast.com. You'll find links to all of your favorite podcast apps, to YouTube. Everything is there. So if you want to subscribe and support us, that would really help us out. We're a small team. Every little bit helps. If you can leave a review, that would be awesome as well. We'd love to hear your feedback. We'd also love to have you on the podcast. If you are building something in the tech space, if you're having a positive impact on the world, we want to interview you. Well, I want to interview you. So shoot me a message. All of the details are available at smalltechpodcast.com. And if you are building some tech and you need some support, if you are launching something and you've never built any tech before and you just kind of want some advice, shoot me a message or head over to goec.io. We'll be more than happy to help you out or collaborate with you on something. In the meantime, we all want to do good in the world, so go out there and build something good, folks. I will see you in the next one. See ya.